Just got a new VR headset? Here are the best games you need to download right now. We love virtual reality. In fact, we love it so much that we released our Logitech G333 for Oculus Quest 2 to enrich your VR experience with dual dynamic drivers for booming bass, as well as handy cable management to make sure you don't get tied in knots. But whether you're looking at Steam's VR selection or the store on Oculus Quest, things can get totally overwhelming. You know VR is brilliant, but you have no idea where to start. That's where we come in with a selection of the very best VR games of all time. It doesn't matter whether you're new to VR or an old virtual hand, this is a collection of the ultimate games to leave the world behind. So subscribe to Logitech G before you disappear into your headset, and let's take a look.
It's a big world out there.
Until you've actually played Beat Saber, it's slightly mind-boggling to think that one of the best VR experiences to date is all about slicing blocks in half with two glowing swords. But arm yourself with those swords and you'll quickly understand that Beat Saber is about so much more than just blocks. This is a game about feeling music, about reacting perfectly in time, meticulously slicing with artful swings to maximize your score on the hunt for the elusive double S rank. And sure, you'll be happy initially with the range of songs on offer within the base game, which just had an update with OST 4, but very quickly as you graduate through the difficulties, you'll start eyeing up all the official music packs. Suddenly, playing Green Day, Imagine Dragons, or Linkin Park is all you'll ever think about. And hey, it's guilt-free because it's going to keep you super fit. Victory! In the grand tradition of TV to game adaptations, no one really expected The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners to be anything more than a shambling on-rails zombie murder sim. Instead, what arrived from Skyrim Interactive is an ultra-tense and terrifying journey through the undead apocalypse, where we have a dangerous amount of freedom in New Orleans.
I'm gonna offer you an opportunity to be a hero.
Killing zombies is significantly more challenging than any other VR experiences. While you'll happily shout, "Shoot them in the head" at Daryl and co on screen, it's a very different situation when you'd really rather not bring the human-hungry world down on your head. Instead, choosing the non-bullet-filled route is a desperate and disturbing fight for your survival as you take on shufflers in brutal hand-to-hand combat. It's really not for the faint of heart, but a surprisingly great story, strong crafting mechanics, and true terror lurk for those who brave saints and sinners. Good luck.
Well, look at you, tourist, choosing sides.
Let's get a little existential for the next entry and enter a game where we only really exist when we're in motion. If you thought the timed perfection of Superhot was compelling in 2D form, the VR experience is like plugging yourself into the Matrix. Like an ultraviolet reverse game of living statues, your enemies will only move when you do, meaning every flinch matters. Every stretch for a wine bottle to throw or every squeeze of the trigger brings your red-hued foes even closer. Depending on how fast you play Superhot VR, it can often feel like a horror game as these shapeless humanoids make their way even closer. And we can't stress enough to keep an eye on your full 360. Projectiles and fists can arrive from any direction, and you can always enjoy getting your bullet time on if anything gets too close for comfort. Just like Beat Saber, turn on your Fitbit, Superhot is going to get you seriously limber. Not to mention Sherlock levels of aware of your surroundings. Oh, here we are, just burying one of the best VR experiences ever in the middle of our list. Valve's VR exclusive Half-Life Alyx is, put simply, how the future of VR first-person shooters should look. Perhaps it's unfair to judge everything else against the sheer interactivity on offer of how you can touch everything, as well as experience truly intuitive and exhilarating gunplay. Half-Life fans will spend hours marveling at this world as it comes to life in three-dimensional space. And yes, striders are significantly scarier when they're bearing down on you. City 17 is a living treat for everyone though, fans or not. It doesn't matter whether you're fighting for your life or solving puzzles, the lengthy campaign is a roller coaster of rich story and exhilarating gameplay. The bad news is that now we just need to wait for the rest of the world to catch up.
Here we go.
We're almost there.
To steal a line from a certain Wasteland-flavored series, Tetris never changes. And it's true. It might have been released in 1984, yes, back when Logitech was only 3 years old, but the core Tetris experience of spinning blocks and making lines has never really changed. Tetris Effect then is the next logical step as it takes blocks into virtual reality. And while the game itself is largely still the same, you never played while hurtling through a city or swimming with dolphins or flying through the sky, all while listening to an incredible soundtrack. Tetris Effect is an all-encompassing experience that you'll want to force onto the heads of your friends, but probably only once you've played for 50 hours or so first. Oh, and Tetris Effect Connected is out in VR soon too, meaning you don't have to share if you don't want to and can play multiplayer with friends in local and co-op modes. There are plenty of fun space sims in VR, but when it comes to an experience so far off the wish fulfillment scale that the needle ends in a galaxy far, far away, only Star Wars Squadrons has what you need. Suit up with a Logitech G flight stick and suddenly you'll feel like you're in your own infinitely less disappointing Star Wars sequel. Dogfighting here in a TIE fighter or X-Wing is ludicrously exciting as you take on or indeed team up with your friends. The sights and sounds have been perfectly constructed down to the last detail of the ships to make you feel like you're desperately battling to save the galaxy. And this isn't just a rehash of an existing story. Star Wars Squadrons has its own unique campaign as we screech across the skies of all new star systems. With full customization options and the chance to pilot iconic starfighters, Star Wars Squadrons is an essential VR purchase.
Had a fighter on my tail.
Now, to finish, is it even a Logitech G list if we haven't mentioned Skyrim at any point? So many VR experiences are lesser, on-rails versions of bigger games, or perhaps designed specifically to make the most of stationary positions. Skyrim VR, though, is exactly what it sounds like. It's all of Skyrim in VR. Wherever you've been in the, well, flat screen version, you can suddenly surround yourself in full 3D. That's not to say the experience is flawless, but Skyrim VR is a way to see Bethesda's world in a way that we previously only dreamed of, or, well, had nightmares of, depending on where you're planning to go, obviously. And this is the whole package. The Dawnguard, Hearthfire, and Dragonborn DLCs are here too. Yes, that means you can build yourself a home in virtual Skyrim and never leave. Please don't blame us. So those are the best VR games of all time. Let us know your favourites and which ones you would recommend for new VR players in the comments below. Drop us a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe to Logitech G for more videos just like this one. If you do already subscribe, hit the notification bell to know exactly when a new video lands.
Are they safe for people?
Yeah, I use them all the time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they're great.